According to the National Student Clearinghousing Report from 2008, 1 out of 3 undergraduate students that attend a four-year university drop out of the university before receiving a degree, while 39.6% of these students that attend a four-year university finish out college and receive a degree by the time they are done. This shows that not only is our educational system had flaws in the past couple of years, but also that as time goes by, these numbers will only continue to increase. So one solution to this problem that students are facing is, instead of jumping straight into a four-year university, is attending community college. So through the explanation of the college selection process itself, the benefits of what community college can do as you further your education, and how community college is a lot more cheaper compared to a four-year university, it will be obvious that not every student needs to jump into a four-year university just because they're told to. Community college can be a safer, better route for certain students. As I stated, 1 out of 3 undergraduate students drop out of a four-year university before even receiving a degree. And that can happen directly from the college selection process itself. Trudy Bears, a writer for the Journal of Research in Higher Education, discusses one approach which is called the multi-purpose process college selection. The first part of this is a predisposition. That can come from, your family members being from a specific college, or you growing up cheering for a specific university in sports. That's a predisposition as to why you might want to attend that school. The second part of it is the search. Typically happens in high school, trying to figure out which schools are applicable for you, which are out of the question, which leads to the final decision, the choice. This college selection process can cause problems for certain students. They might feel peer pressured into having to select a college right away if their family members or friends are pressuring into them selecting a specific college. It can really put a burden on a student right away and can make them, feel like they need to make a decision even though that's not the case. Another problem that can arise is students can pick colleges that are dissimilar to their family's social capital. And basically that just means that, say a student's paying for his college directly from student loans and financial aid, as I said, if a student's paying for his school through financial aid or student loans, then they might not be able to select a school like an Ivy League school or a school like Notre Dame or something that's not going to compare well with the financial situation they're in. So selecting a community college over four-year university in this situation would benefit a student by, it will give them time to make that right decision. They don't feel, they'll get away from that peer pressure that they felt 2 years before that, and really grow into who they are and make the correct decision, not necessarily the quick decision. This takes me to my next point, which is community colleges can benefit, all different types of students as they further their education. David Plovis, a writer for Issues in Higher Education, discusses learning communities within community college campuses. Basically, he describes these as, smaller groups that get together to, discuss what they can do to benefit as they progress as students, as they progress as a human themselves. It gives them a chance to, get to know some other students that are in their, similar situations, Also, he discusses how smaller classrooms are obviously typical at community colleges. It, gives students a better feel rather than like a four-year university where you might experience 100 to 200 person lecture. You won't see that at community college. It'll still be the same educational level, same type of, the classroom will be conducted the same by the professors, but it'll just be smaller. Henry Casper, the author of The Changing Role of Community College from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, says, quote, community college is a gateway to a bachelor's degree. And after saying that, he talks about how community college courses the credits can transfer very easily to a university that you want to attend. Colleges will go through the process with you to make sure if you want to go to that college, they'll get you there. It's not always the case with every school, but majority of the time they'll find a way to get you to that school. He also talks about how kind of what I talked about earlier. Community college gives the students a chance to get their feet wet. Gives them a chance to see what college courses will be like, what kind of tests they might see, what benefits they can have from using online like computers, email, Blackboard, stuff like that. Give them a chance to get a feel for what it'll be like as they go on in their future education. And I think for the majority of college students, one of the biggest problems they face is finances. And that leads me to my last point, is that community college is a lot cheaper compared to four-year universities. Maureen Henderson, a writer for Forbes magazine, said in 2010 and 2011, community college students paid $2,713 in tuition, which is a tenth of what private four-year colleges make their students pay for. Moreover, she says how community college students on average will receive anywhere from $1,600 to $1,700 in Pell Grants, which right there could pay off more than half of their tuition. Obviously, that's not what every student would do. They need money for other expenses, books and student expenses and stuff like that, but that just kind of puts into perspective how much money they can receive and for how much money they actually have to pay compared to a four-year university. She also discusses how community colleges, with it being cheaper, it allows for students, non-traditional students, to come back to the classroom and get a feel for learning again, basically. That can be parents, part-time students, anyone trying to get back in the workplace. It just gives them a chance, to not have to deal with the whole college experience, but to get to better themselves as individuals and as educated human beings. So it's pivotal in our society today that students receive a college level degree. However, a four-year university is unrealistic for every certain person. People have different issues and problems and disabilities and stuff like that, where they might not be able to attend a four-year university right off the bat. Community college is a great way to compensate for not attending a four-year university. It allows, gives students a chance to get their feet wet and how they will learn later on after those 4 years or after those 2 years. It gives students a chance to pay for their college and get that college education even at a much lower price, and it gives people a chance to grow into who they really are before making that big decision on where to go next with their education.